name is Suzi and I'm a naturopath at Integrated Wellness Clinic. We often get clients come in questioning their fertility. They've been trying for a really long time to conceive and they're just not having any luck. I thought I'd make this really short clip just to explain how very multifaceted fertility is. It doesn't just go back to the female, it's both male and female that are important. The egg is not the only thing that produces the baby, it's also the sperm. And then implantation is incredibly important as well. So I'm going to draw a mind map just to explain how very complex it is, and I'll quickly run over the most important ones that we look at in the clinic. So you can see it's incredibly complex. It's not just a matter of hormones, it's all of these things here potentially. So the very first thing that we look at is the overall health of the person. So what's their nutrient status? What's their diet like? What's their lifestyle like? At Integrated Wellness Clinic, we really look at the three pillars. And the three pillars are how you eat, how you live, and how you think. So there's a really strong connection between those pillars, or the balance of those pillars, and fertility. There's areas of fertility that are still in a lot of heavy research. So even when when you go to a fertility clinic, they'll look at your hormones, they'll try to balance your hormones, they'll look at your thyroid, they'll correct your thyroid. But essentially, it's like a perfect orchestra of all the bodily processes in the body happening efficiently. And that's why every single baby is an incredible miracle. So the first thing that we would look at is the overall health of the person, their lifestyle, their exercise level, what are their stress levels like, what's their work environment like, because essentially the adrenals, which control the stress response, those hormones can cause hormonal imbalance as well. We would look at the quality of both the egg and the sperm, not just the egg. When you go to a fertility clinic, they'll usually check both the egg and the sperm. Unfortunately, when we're analysing what type of treatment that people have been to when they've sought natural therapy intervention, and often it's just really focused on the female and not so much the male. Implantation is incredibly important. I mean, you might have good egg quality and sperm quality, but then the egg becoming fertilised and actually attaching and sticking is incredibly important as well. We would need to look at things like prolactin. It's a stress hormone. It's producing really high amounts when you're breastfeeding. So it's like the body's natural contraception. And we have seen cases in the clinic where the person's prolactin is incredibly high. And there's a magnitude of reasons behind that. So essentially they're walking around with like a body's natural contraception or contraceptive in really high gear. We would need to look at their sleep quality, because that could be a result of adrenal imbalance, which, remembering, the adrenals can influence the hormones, and the adrenals and the thyroid, they indirectly communicate with each other as well. We need to look at heavy metals, and particularly heavy metals like copper, because copper is electrically conductive and it can alter your hormone balance as well. We would need to look at detoxification. So there's lots of estrogenic compounds in our environment. There's lots of compounds that can compromise certain liver pathways in the body that are important for balancing your hormones and as well your neurotransmitters. There's a process in the body called methylation, and essentially part of that process happens with using the body's MTHFR gene, and that's important for folate activation, DNA synthesis, and keeping the DNA nice and strong. And then there's this whole other area here with the big question marks, because the body is incredibly complex. There's thousands of pathways. It's not limited to just this. So we would look at the person as a complete whole and not just individual sections. So we essentially would make a mind map, and the person would actually sit here, and we'd go, okay, what's happening in their lifestyle? What's happening with their thyroid? What's happening with their digestive system? What's happening with this? And you go around like that. So if you are struggling with fertility and you'd really like to get to the root bottom of it, I'd really encourage you to book in just for a free assessment consultation. Our naturopath will be able to go through each of these steps with you and identify if potentially there is a problem or if there's not a problem. If there's not, then we'll let you know. Often with fertility, we like to integrate our treatment with other modalities as well. So there's a lot of research behind the effectiveness of acupuncture. So acupuncture it works on a completely different level to what we do as naturopaths. So remembering that the body or wellness is not just physical health. It's a lot more than that. So I hope that gives you a little bit more information and a little bit more insight into the complexity of fertility and producing that beautiful baby. If you'd like any questions, please feel free to contact us.